In this video, I'm going to give you 6 side hustle ideas and examples of people actually doing them. The first side hustle is a newsletter business. A newsletter business is where you get people to give you their emails and you then send them emails about a particular topic. You can send daily emails or you can send emails once a week. The emails can range from roundup posts to detailed guides. An example is Tim Ferriss's 5 Billet Friday, James Clear's 321 newsletter. Newsletters are becoming a lot more monetizable right now because you have companies like Beehive. Beehive has the Beehive Ads Network, which is where they send you ad opportunities and you put ads into the email. And you don't have to do any manual outreach. The companies go straight to Beehive and then Beehive gives you the opportunities. And the pay is done by cost per click. The next thing is with newsletter referrals. This is where you get a commission for referring people to other newsletters. The way you do it is you show a widget that appears immediately after someone signs up to your newsletter. And in this widget, you show other newsletters to subscribe to. If the user subscribes to those newsletters and engages with those newsletters, then you will get paid between $1 and $3 usually. In addition, there are many other ways to monetize a newsletter business. You can do affiliate, you can do your own products, which is probably the best way in my opinion. You can do sponsorships, you can offer your high ticket services, you can do the newsletter ads and referrals as just mentioned. Another big advantage of newsletters is that they're very easy to make into a brand and to automate. You can use things like ChatGPT to help with the emails, and it's also quite easy to pay a virtual assistant to manage the newsletter for you once you've gotten it to profitability. And that also means that it's a very good business to sell. It's an ideal business for someone to buy from you. And so that can help you to get quite high multiples when you do decide to sell a newsletter business. And leading on from that, a major advantage of newsletter businesses is that you mostly own the audience. A newsletter business is just a CSV file, right? As long as you have the CSV file of emails backed up, then no one can take that away from you. The only caveat to that is that Google and Apple have a lot of power because most people are opening emails on their iPhone. And Gmail has a really large market share. But compared to most other business models, you still have a lot of control over this business model. Just quickly, guys, I made a free Framer landing page template. It features the overlapping customer images, the infinite brand slider, a card for video testimonials, cards for regular testimonials, the crossed out pricing, and more. You can find it in the link in the description. And there aren't really any competing business models that have more control than a newsletter business. A great example of a newsletter business is Dango. He creates fitness content and then he sends people from his social medias to his email list and then he's able to monetize the email list. He has in the region of 300,000 people on his email list. He's likely earning more than $32,000 a month just from sponsors. His digital product sales are likely more than $50,000 and his high ticket coaching is also likely more than $50,000 a month. You can see on his sponsors brand page that he says he has 215,000 followers, but on his social medias and on his sign up page, he actually says 300,000. So he probably hasn't updated this yet. You can see that he has a 51% open rate and he gets about 1.6 thousand clicks. And you can also see that he's charging $4,000 for one ad slot and $11,000 for 3 issues. So if he's sending 2 emails a week, then he potentially is earning $8,000 a week or $32,000 a month just from sponsors. He sells a digital product for about $260, which is basically a workout and nutrition plan. But in addition to that, he also has high ticket coaching. So he has multiple ways that he's monetizing his newsletter. And this in general is the best way to do it. And Dango's newsletter is a great example of how to do a newsletter business. Dango's growth strategy is to post content across his social media accounts, and then he links to his newsletter from his posts, the stories on Instagram, in the LinkedIn posts, and in the bios. In addition to that, he's also growing his newsletter with Facebook ads. His social media strategy is quite smart. He basically finds content that does well, and then he redistributes it across all of his social media. So he only has to find one piece of high performing content and then he's able to reuse it across all of his social media. If content does well on one social, it's likely to do very well across all the other socials. So this is a really effective strategy. You can see that he's running multiple Facebook ads. And when it comes to growing a newsletter with Facebook ads, in order to get the acquisition costs low, you need to be testing lots of different creatives. And that's exactly what Dango is doing. So you can see here that he's having success with cheat codes for workouts, right, and habits for workouts. And people are subscribing so that they can get these lead magnets. And that's allowing Dango to get his acquisition costs quite low. The second side hustle is a digital product business. Digital product businesses can be largely automated because you only have to make the products once, and then its delivery is completely automated. Digital product businesses also can have really high margins. Because the delivery is automated, you don't have to spend any money in delivering the actual product, and this allows for very high margins. Another benefit is that you can tailor the product specifically to your audience, so you'll always have a way to monetize. The best example of this is probably Justin Welsh. He teaches solopreneurship, and he also has over 215,000 people on his email list. His sponsorship earnings are probably up to $28,000. His digital product earnings are over $200,000 a month, and he also has some subscriptions, which likely earn him more than $25,000. You can see in this post that he did in April that he says that in 1,700 days, he's earned $7.5 million. You can see that he had a very high margin. And here you can see that the digital products have accounted for 5 million of that $7.5 million in revenue. So it just goes to show the huge potential of the digital product business. You can see here that he monetizes with sponsorships for his newsletter, and it costs $3,500 to get one ad slot. And in each newsletter, he has up to 2 ad slots. He sends 1 email a week. So on the high end, he's earning $28,000 a month just from the sponsors. But the main way that he makes money is with digital products. He has a mid-ticket product, which is the Creator MBA, which basically teaches his system to create an online course business. And then he also has 2 low-ticket products, which is a LinkedIn growth guide and also a Content OS, which is basically his system for creating content. Your most valuable audience is people who have already bought from you. So by having multiple products, Justin Welsh is able to make money from the same people multiple times. His content strategy is mostly to create content on Twitter and LinkedIn. On Twitter, he has almost 500,000 followers, and on LinkedIn, he has 600,000 followers. He mostly posts about the benefits of having a solopreneur business and the costs of not having it, and then he offers his product as a solution. So people see his posts on LinkedIn and Twitter, it gets their curiosity, and then they click through to his newsletter, and then they'll read some of his newsletter posts, and then they'll go and buy his digital products. So this is also probably a way that he's getting additional newsletter signups as well as course sales. The third side hustle is influencer marketing with sponsors. This is where you create content on social media and then companies pay you to promote them. In my opinion, the easiest place to do this is on Instagram. You just grow by posting reels and carousels, and then you can reach out to companies offering to promote them for a price. If you can start getting consistently in the thousands of views on your content, then you can probably charge about $300 for a package of a reel, a story, and a post or a carousel post. You can also increase the ROI for the company by letting them use your content on their own social media posts. A great example of this is Lamar Wainers. He posts in the software niche. His monthly sponsor earnings seem to be about $10,000 a month. He did say that he was earning $15,000 in the past, but he doesn't seem to be posting as many sponsored posts right now. So I think he's probably earning about $10,000. He also makes additional revenue from a course. So again, you can combine this business with other types of monetization. His strategy is to grow with carousels, and then he monetizes with sponsored reels. The benefit of this is that it gives him quite an easy lifestyle business, because now that he's grown his account, he doesn't really need to worry about growing it anymore. All he has to do is reach out to sponsors and offer a promotional post, and that can be largely automated. The fourth side hustle is copywriting. This is where you write the copy for software companies, info product sellers, or e-commerce websites. For beginners, the retainers will typically be between $500 to $5,000. You might see some examples of people making more than that, but they're rarely beginners. When you get to a more advanced level, you can earn a lot more money from revenue share deals. A nice thing about this business is that it can be done faceless. You can make it into a bit of a lifestyle business where you have 1 or 2 clients and you're just writing their emails. That doesn't have to take a lot of time, so it can be quite a good lifestyle business. Alternatively, you can try and get as many clients as possible and do it as a full-time business. As I said, there's the potential for a revenue share. The revenue shares will normally be 10 to 20%. To get the revenue shares, you need to be a lot more advanced and you need to be a really important part of their business. So really you need to be involved in their entire marketing funnel on the back end. And you won't get to that stage until you're more advanced. But in the long run, that can be a huge revenue source. Another benefit is that you'll learn a lot about how to generate sales. It can involve writing the copy for the entire funnel. But when you're just starting out, it's much easier just to start with only writing the emails. My advice when starting would be to do this. Start by reading copywriting books and watch some videos about copywriting. And for this, there's the book Cashvertising. And on YouTube, there are people like Tom Stoic. Then you need to choose a particular niche, such as e-commerce, info product sellers, or software. Then you should create a new email account and join all of their email lists in that niche that you can find. By doing this, you can read all of their copy, right? And by reading their copy, you can learn what good copywriting through email looks like. Now, in order to actually get clients, you can do cold outreach, or you can get the clients to come to you. And obviously, I recommend that you do the approach where the clients come to you. The way to do this is to start creating YouTube videos and Instagram reels about what you learn. After doing this for a couple of months, you should start getting people reaching out to you. And then you can start writing their emails for a retainer. And then over time, transition to writing the entire funnel. And then what you can end up doing is getting the revenue share deals. The 5th side hustle can end up being extremely lucrative, and that's to create educational YouTube content like what I'm doing here, and then to monetize with low ticket products and high ticket products. The objective isn't to focus on virality and make money from AdSense. The objective really is to help people with a painful problem, such as dating or how to get more conversions on an e-commerce store, and then you offer your products and services as a solution. A good example of this is Hummus. He makes content about the best jobs and then he monetizes with a coaching program. He says that he earns $300,000 a month doing this. As you can see, over time, he's started getting more and more views on his reels because he made some hires which are allowing him to only have to worry about recording the actual video. He said in his videos that he hired people to come up with the video topics, the scripts, and to do the editing. So all he has to do is record the actual video now. And he says that it only takes him 4 hours a week to manage his YouTube channel. As said earlier, it's really important to focus on a high value topic where you're solving a pain point and then you're monetizing that pain point with your own products and services. Number 6, the overall best side hustle, in my opinion, is to create content about a high value topic, send that audience to your email list, and then monetize the email list with your products and services. For example, you could create content about productivity across social media and then direct it all to your free product and then send valuable emails and YouTube videos to build your trust. And then you can promote your paid products in the emails. A good example of this is the account Iaslo. He creates content across social media and then he sends people to his free products, which gets them on his email list. And then he monetizes with Notion templates. The nice thing about focusing on email is that as the email list grows, typically so will your income. And this is especially the case if you're talking about a painful topic like dating, how to get leads for an agency, or how to convert better on e-commerce. The most reliable way to start is actually to look for accounts that are already doing it well. So if you enter that niche, you can have some amount of confidence that you will be able to make it work. When you're an absolute beginner, I don't recommend that you try and figure it all out by yourself. As an absolute beginner, it's better to focus on an already proven strategy to get that working and then to add your own changes over time. So I recommend that you do the following. Consider your interests and then search for accounts in the niches of your interests and then find accounts that are actually monetizing well and getting good views. And then you can start growing your own account. by creating your own variations of that content. So for example, if your interest is artificial intelligence, you can search that on Instagram and then you'll come across this account and you can see that they're getting high views. And also if you click through on the link in their bio, you'll see that they are monetizing a digital product. So that would validate this niche. You can make this method work on most social media platforms, but right now YouTube and Instagram are particularly good. And for absolute beginners, Instagram is probably the easiest. To do it on Instagram, what you do is you create a free product which functions to get people onto your email list. And then you use a program called ManyChat. And what ManyChat does is it allows you to tell people to comment to get the lead magnet, like what I'm doing here. And then ManyChat will automatically deliver the lead magnet. So now all you need to do is create high view content on Instagram and tell people to comment for the lead magnet. And then the delivery of the lead magnet is automated. To get to a high income quickly, it's actually best to monetize with a high ticket offer like coaching, because you won't need to make that many sales to get to a high income. Whereas with low ticket products, you're going to need to make a lot more sales. And that's better for when you start getting a lot more views in the niche. So you can start with high ticket coaching. And then over time, as your email list grows, the digital products, the sponsors and the affiliate are going to make up more and more of the share of the income. And over time, you can reduce the high ticket stuff if you want to.